So what should you do when you get sick? Should you keep training? Should you take it easy? Should you take time off entirely? Unfortunately, this is an issue that all of us are going to have to deal with at some point, but it's really good to know kind of what your strategy is and what the best course of action is to deal with those times when you're not totally healthy. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Nate English from EnglishEndurance.com, and I wanted to just talk briefly about some of my thoughts on how I approach times when I'm not feeling totally healthy or when I get sick, and try to maybe give you some insights that might be helpful for you when you're deciding whether or not you want to train or not, or how hard to train when you're feeling a cold come on, or if you're getting over the flu or whatever it is. So first things first, more than dealing with being sick once it happens, the best thing is to do everything you can to prevent getting sick in the first place. So as much as possible, I would definitely recommend, making sure you're staying on top of getting enough sleep, making sure you're staying on top of your diet and you're getting, plenty of vegetables, plenty of fruits, plenty of calories. You're not running too much of a caloric deficit when you're training, because if your body is really, lacking calories, it's going to hurt your immune system because it can't keep it functioning at 100% capacity if you're really low on calories, and your body just starts to shut down, so you'll be weakened and more susceptible to infections. Also, making sure you get enough protein, especially right after your training sessions, that will really help make sure that you can recover well and that you're not struggling to maintain good protein synthesis. Because a lot of the protein that we take in, some of it is put into structural form, so it helps build muscle and bone and all that sort of thing. Some of it goes to producing enzymes, and that's what makes us fitter. We can build up more enzymes to burn fuel at higher and higher rates as we get fitter, and we build more proteins to do that. And also it helps to build your immune system. If you don't get enough protein, your immune system really suffers. So keep track of your recovery. If you can recover well from your training sessions, you will generally see your immune system is functioning pretty well, and those two go hand in hand. So make sure you're getting good recovery meals, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep and staying hydrated, and just making sure you're taking care of your body. But unfortunately, sometimes we're all gonna have the wrong pathogen come our way, or we'll just be inundated with too much and our body's going to get overwhelmed, and we'll get sick, we'll get the flu, we'll get whatever it is. So when that happens, sometimes if it is just a head cold but it doesn't totally knock you out, you feel pretty fine, but you just have maybe some congestion and you just kind of feel a little bit off. As long as you don't have a fever and you're not achy and your throat isn't super raw from some sort of infection that you have there, I would go ahead and keep training and keep it easy. But exercise is really good for your immune system. Very long exercise that burns a ton of calories and creates a huge calorie deficit is negatively impactful on the strength of your immune system. But short and even intense exercise sessions are beneficial to your immune system. So going out for a 45-minute run, or an hour-long bike ride, or going to the gym and doing a little bit of strength work, all of those things, if you feel up to it and it's going to be fun for you, go ahead and do it, even if you have a little bit of a head cold. Definitely if you go to the gym or something like that, you want to be careful to keep everything clean so you're not spreading anything around. But if you go running or you go riding or something like that, if you're just out on the trails somewhere, it's not really going to be a concern for other people that you might, sneeze every once in a while. But as long as you feel, pretty fine, except for a little bit of congestion, I would go ahead and keep training. Just keep tabs on how your recovery is and how you're feeling. And if you start feeling like it's getting worse, and maybe you're starting to progressively get sicker, then maybe it's good to take a day off. But in general, if it comes down to not exercising at all or just doing a light session, if I feel good, I will always go for the light session, because I know it's going to feel good and I'm going to be happier doing that. And I also know that a light exercise session will improve my immune system function as long as I don't go way too hard or way too long. If you do start to feel some of those symptoms where you're really achy, or you have a fever, or your throat is just super raw, I would want to stay away from a lot of heavy breathing, because that will maybe increase the chance that you get some sort of secondary infection in your throat. That's when I would definitely, take time off and just, get some total rest. Try to get a little bit of extra sleep with the time that you save from not training. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you are eating well and a balanced diet with enough protein and enough fat so that your immune system can function well. It's good to just let your immune system do what it needs to do and not steal a lot of those calories to do a training session and to recover from that training session. if you do have to take some time off because you got sick, don't worry about losing fitness. I mean, your body is really resilient, and there's no point in worrying about the training that you're not doing because you can't do it. I mean, it's beyond your control at that point if you got the flu or something like that. So just focus on getting better. Don't worry about your training. As you start to feel better, you could start, maybe doing some core work again. And let's say you did get the flu and you were sick for a week, but then you're getting over it. You could start getting back into it. I would not rush back into training. Probably you won't feel great at the outset, partially because you were sick, but partially also because you had several days or a week or two off of training. So usually give yourself at least a day or two of light to moderate sessions to allow your legs to come back and allow your blood volume to come up again and to feel like you did before you were sick. Even if you weren't sick, but you took a week off because you were traveling or busy at work or whatever it was, if you have a full week of no training, you're not really going to lose that much fitness. I mean, you'll lose a little bit, but it won't really be noticeable. But the first couple of days that you're back at it, you will definitely feel, not as good as a week ago when you were training steadily and, training every other day or whatever it is. Your muscles will benefit from a lot of blood flow, and the extra sweating that you do the first day or two that you're back riding or running and training normally will help your body produce more antidiuretic hormone. You'll retain more water and increase your blood volume, and that definitely will make you feel a lot better 2 or 3 days in to resuming training than on the first day or two. So give yourself time and just pay attention to how you feel. If you feel awesome just a day or two in, you could go ahead and try to think about picking up where you left off in training. Or maybe just tone it down a notch. If you had a workout planned and you were going to do some sort of intervals, you could maybe do the same kind of thing, but just tone it down one intensity level or a half an intensity level. And if you were going to do intervals at 300 watts, maybe you just bump it down to 275 and, get the workout in and start training again. But just don't, set the bar too high when you probably won't feel 100% on your first couple of sessions back. And definitely, if it's the season when people are getting sick and people around you are getting sick, even if you have gotten sick, be cautious as you move forward and try to continue to take care of your body. And again, good recovery and getting good sleep, getting good diet, staying hydrated, getting enough protein, all of that stuff that makes you get the most out of your training because you're recovering well is also going to help contribute to having a strong immune system and making sure that you reduce your chances of getting sick. So, always keep those things in mind. Good recovery is good across the board. It's going to make you, healthier. It's going to make you fitter, and it'll help you in the long run. So hopefully some of those thoughts on the topic are useful to you. I know, during the winter, everyone knows half of their friends get sick at some point or another, and hopefully you can avoid that. But if you do, just pay attention to staying healthy and getting better, and just ease back into it without rushing too much. But hit me up if you have any questions or you want me to cover another specific topic in the future in another video, and feel free to subscribe if any of this kind of thing about training and recovery and nutrition and all that sort of stuff is interesting to you. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.